Welcome back to Talk Horror to Me, the only horror movie review podcast that knows to never go to an island without at least 3 people. And here is the reason why. Tonight we review The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse is a 2019 film directed and produced by RobertEggers from a screenplay co-authored with his brother Max Eggers. It stars Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. The film has defied categorization in media, and interpretations of it range among horror film, psychological thriller, or character study, among others. In The Lighthouse, 2 turmoiled 19th-century lighthouse keepers are stranded at a remote New England outpost during a violent storm after already spending almost a month together in an isolated location. Soon things turn surreal as they start to question each other and themselves. Welcome. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Carly. How are you?
Hey. Well, my electric is flickering.
It's anyway, but we will hope to God and the thunder gods above that you can stay with us the entire time. But I guess I have to admit, this was my pick, The Lighthouse. And I know how I feel about it. And I'm sure you all feel in all sorts of ways about it. So, Carly, why don't you start us off with your thoughts?
Well, Chuck, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, like I was saying backstage, the cinematography, gorgeous. The acting, chef's kiss. They did great, but it could not hold my attention. I mean, there's parts of it that I was like, what? And other parts I was like, but it didn't really, it wasn't 100% of my attention. I tried twice.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
The first time you started drinking, though, like Willem Dafoe, I'm assuming.
Right, hit the turpentine.
All right. Well, how about you, Brooke?
Okay, so I'm like Carly. It took me the second time to get it. So I did like it the second time I reviewed it. So I was like, okay, so now I'm starting to understand what's going on here. But I had to watch it the second time just to understand and just to focus. So the first time I didn't have my attention. The second time it did have my attention, and I liked it.
Okay.
So yeah, I liked the acting. I liked the storyline, and it creeped me out a little bit. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I will agree to all of that. Absolutely, I agree to all of that. This is a film that if you're looking for something splattery or simple or straightforward, this ain't it. This is more of like a noir art house, Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraftian, Edgar Allan Poe-ish, like poetry / this is an art piece. This is not just a film. And I agree. It is 100% of your attention is needed in the film. And even with 100% of your attention, you're like, wait, so is it real? Is it not real? Are they gaslighting each other? Like what? Like there's a whole like sequence where Robert Pattinson admits something to Willem Dafoe, and then Willem Dafoe goes crazy about it. And then the next time you see him, he's like blaming Pattinson, and as if he was like the right one, and they're like just totally gaslight. I'm like, wait, did this happen? Did this movie happen? Did that scene happen? I was like, did he actually kill a seagull? Did he not? Did he see the guy in the lobster trap? I mean, maybe drinking turpentine is the best. What? Well, trust me, we'll forget it. We'll forget about it then. Trust me, nobody will remember this one. So, I enjoyed the look of it. I always, for whatever reason, when somebody chooses to do black and white, they need to take it to that next level. where they're using the black and white and the contrast and the shadows in a way that's going to serve that media. And I think they did an amazing job. Carly, as you said, the acting between these two are phenomenal. It really gave me a sense of isolationism. It gave me a sense of surrealism. It gave me a sense of like, I never want to be on an island where there's a lighthouse ever in my life. And it really got me questioning what was real, what wasn't real at any point in the second half of this film. So for a movie to kind of mess me up in that way, kudos. But yeah, it is not for the casual horror, general casual film.
No, it's not.
So because as I said in the
Right,
piece, it's not even a horror. It's horror. It's psychological. It's a character study.
Right.
It could be 100 things, and it does not truly just belong in that box. So sorry, Carly. Go ahead.
So what we was watching,
I forget
really
what I was
didn't
going to
happen?
say. Well, we don't know.
No, we don't know if it happened. I'm still not sure if any of it. And you both watched it twice.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, because I don't think the mermaid was real.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think the lovemaking with the mermaid was real.
Yeah.
I don't know if the shape shifting was real. I don't even know if the ending where one of the characters ends up is real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I can't. I did not come away going like, "Oh, that was very definitive. What happened?" No. For all I know, they both just went crazy and like jumped off a cliff.
Oh wow.
It could
I
have.
don't know.
But kudos to the props guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carla was mentioning how impressed she was with the prop piece.
Yeah. Prop piece where it drips down. I was like, ah!
Stop
And it looks so real. It
it.
looks so real.
Well,
The look
speaking,
on Robert Pattinson's face, I think that was probably the same look on mine.
I was just like, ee.
it's a lot. The film is a lot. I mean, it's kind of like some relationships I've been in. They're a lot, and this is one where it was like, oof, do I want to come back to this? Do I want to recommend this film to people? It's like if you don't like them, you'd say yes. So, but with that, why don't we talk
fair.
I think so. So here's mine question is what were your favorite parts of the film? So Brooke, I will start with you. I know you love to go first.
Okay,
So what is your favorite?
I guess my favorite parts of the film, I have two parts. One was the one where the thing was coming down, the sperm or whatever. And then you see that big old huge octopus leg or tentacle. And then the other one, when he was hitting a bird against the rock, that one was crazy.
God.
So I don't know if that was real or not, but that was crazy. That was my favorite part.
Okay.
That
And
was
how
real?
about what's that?
That was real?
We don't know. I mean, unless I go and do a deep dive from the director's
No,
commentary,
I
who
think
knows?
it was.
Oh wow.
Carly, what was your favorite part?
Hold on. My favorite part
Yes.
was the end.
So it was the end.
Meaning it was over. Got it.
It was the end. It was how you don't really know if it was real or not, but it was kind of gross, and that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely enjoy the ending. I won't tell you what happens because it is kind of a set piece. A lot of things along the way. I love just anytime they went beyond just the two of them.
Yeah.
Like you said, the tentacles or like some weird thing that seems like it's there, but then it's not there. Or, he goes going off into the distance. Pattinson, he's always doing that wheelbarrow, trying to get the coal to the coal shed. And then he runs off into the fog to see something. Anytime that it wasn't just them talking, which at some times got a little boring, even though it was like every word was chosen with care, in part of the script. But sometimes even I was just like, all right, great, just blah, 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 chatter, chatter, chatter. But anytime it went beyond or outside of that or something weird or strange happened, that's when I was in it to win it. So, and it could be anything. Like I said, mermaids, seagulls, cisterns, the way he was cleaning that turpentine vat, and he's just scrubbing it like within an inch of his own life. There was like some things that were just so intense in their subtlety that would just like blew me away. So I definitely love that for that perspective. But let's go into the other part of things, which is the pros and cons. I think you both have probably more cons than pros. So, Carly, what would you call a con or two of this film? Exactly.
A con. Well, in parts it was just boring. Exactly, Coraline. Exactly. I agree. The parts it was really boring, but I feel like their acting made up for that because they were very into character. So that's my pro. They were very into their characters, and it showed.
Yeah, I said that. And Ms. Brooke, how about yourself? Unless Coraline has more to say.
My pros was I like I guess you would call it the cinematography. That I really like the setting, like how it was black and white and stuff. I really love that part. And I don't know, I did like the storyline. I thought it was interesting. It was very unique. It was very it creeped me out. It was creepy.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I don't know. I liked it.
Okay. Any cons? Any big cons besides slowness?
The con, I would say, I want to know if it was real or not. Like, am I going crazy?
I don't think it wasn't all fantasy or surreal. I mean, most of it was true. But again, some things happen during the film that makes you question, because we have two unreliable narrators in this film. And because of that, we can't rely on the truth of either of them talking. Right. So like in any kind of story, it's like just because a person's telling you the truth or his truth doesn't mean it's the truth for the film goer. So for me, that's what kind of like a pro and con for me. So if I go, the pro is that you believe Pattinson because it seems like it's from his perspective, like as his first mate kind of thing. And we really get Willem Dafoe is like, man, this is a weird, cranky old lightkeeper with secrets and like what happened to his first mates or whatever, his second from before. And so we get kind of this, like, we look at him with suspicious eyes. And then the farther into the film we get, we're not sure if Robert Pattinson is got all his marbles because he's been having all these.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he's seeing mermaids. He's like killing things. He's supposedly thinks that this little mermaid, ivory mermaid, is the source of all his curses. So yeah, I mean, from that point of view, for me, that was the con and the pro together, because at times I didn't want to have to think that hard. I want it to be told to me, tell me what the truth is, or at least show me a different perspective where we see that the both of them are like characteristically lying, but we see the truth from like a third perspective outside of them. Kind of like when you see somebody yelling at somebody and then like you look in the mirror and he's only talking to himself, that kind of thing where we are given like behind the scene of like the truth. So the pro and con, also pro cinematography, gorgeous. How they designed the set, gorgeous. Even just something as goofy as him with that wheelbarrow trying to push it up that slick road with it. I mean, that was just, I don't know, every little thing was done perfectly. But again, it's a very specific audience that's going to be like, I love this. Again, not enough killing to be a horror film, I think.
Right. I mean, there is death, but
there's death. But whose death? The death of my attention span is hard to say. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like it, but for a horror film, I probably wouldn't like.
recommend it
people
for people.
Recommend that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But it was on TV and I wanted to watch it, so here we are. Maybe I'll
Hey,
pre-screen.
it's better than a panic pick. So
That's true. So next time I'll pre-screen it before I ever bring it. So as we're coming towards the middle, I would say I have a question for both of you, which is who is the more believable character, Willem Dafoe or Robert Pattinson?
Believable?
Like in terms of like you believe their side of the story in the film.
Oh.
Like, because again, Willem Dafoe is like, I'm in charge of the lighthouse.
Yeah.
I'm the one, that like, don't you go up there. That's my domain. You stay down here. You do all the grunt work. Like, I mean, was he out of his mind, or was it your Pattinson's madness? Is it true?
Yeah, he was an asshole. He made.
Well, they kind of both were assholes.
Yeah.
But maybe Willem Dafoe was just trying to protect him from the same fate as his other first mate. And he knew that there's something about the light in the lighthouse that was dangerous and wanted to keep him away from it. I mean, again, is it that, or is it that just the fact that we're in the lighthouse or on that island that we're going crazy? Or is the fact that they didn't like leave when they were supposed to leave and they both basically starved because they really had no food and that all went to shit or went to they were drinking all the alcohol, then the turpentine, or the whatever fuel. I mean,
it was turpentine and honey.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, so yeah. I mean, how much madness did they put upon themselves?
So how come they didn't leave with everybody else when they left?
There was nobody else. They were waiting for the ship to come get them, but it never came.
Oh.
Because one, either they were drunk and missed it, was one thing I heard, and or the storm was so bad that the ship never came.
Oh.
And there was like, we could be here for weeks. And they talked about the story of the other two light keepers who were there for 7 months versus 1 month. And like, they had to like rely on different food. And that's why he had buried the alcohol as like a safeguard from a previous time, which is actually pretty fun. But the fact that it was only alcohol really doesn't, change anything. But yeah, it just is just so surreal.
Sorry.
Like tentacles and seagulls and mermaids and I don't know, Prometheus's fires. I don't know.
A little bit of Oedipus in there.
Yeah. And I think was it Prometheus that gave fire to the humans? Because at the end, Prometheus is tied to a rock, and I believe the seagulls are sent to devour his innards, and they continue to regrow. So there was a lot of like Greek mythology wrapped up into this film as well.
Huh.
Yeah, as well as very H.P. Lovecraftian, Cthulhu's and tentacles and loved it.
Yeah.
So with that, so what are we gonna say, kids? I mean, we're talking all around it. But I want to know the truth. I want to know Brooke truth. I need to know your truth.
The truth, I would rate it a 3.9 beating birds against the rock. That still has me like crazy. Oh. But it wasn't bad. So 3.9.
Well, 3.9 is not bad. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so, I liked it.
Good. I liked it. All right. And Miss Carly, what would you rate this film?
Not as high as that, but I do give it a 3. They killed a bird. But I give it a 3.5 heads and lobster traps.
That was nice. That's true. I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm going to go different than what I was going to do. I'm also going to give it a 3.5. Not because I'm going to knock off points because it's not really horror. But I have to like kind of reclaim some of those points just because it is a good film. It's a solid film. I'm going to give it 3.5 walks off to the edge of the cliff and have the poop wash back up on your face when you try to throw it in the water. I mean, I don't know why he had to walk that far. There's water all around that island. You could just dump it off any like, you know, convenient corner. But he decided to go way off on this jetty to throw it right back into his face in the wind. That's why you don't spit in the wind. Because I mean, so that should just go to tell you just how not in his right mind he was. Because yeah, maybe you test for the wind before you throw stuff into the wind. Yeah, I don't know. So here's my question. I'll say this again.
Essentially shit.
Yeah, essentially. So 3.5 for me. So Brooke, do you feel that at the end, what we saw at the end of the film, do you feel that that was real, or that was just some madness, or just some
like when he was burying him?
Well, we had the burying, we had the being eaten by seagulls, and we had opening up the lighthouse crystal. Do you think any of that all happened? Do you think there really was tentacles wrapping around the top of the lighthouse?
I don't know. They having me questioning it.
Apparently, Brooke will be watching it for a third time just to make sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the second half. I don't know. Maybe you don't have to get right into it. And how about you, Carly? Do you believe that it happened? Do you believe it was?
I believe they're both gone.
Okay.
I feel like they're physically gone.
Okay. Yeah,
and
I feel that too.
But that the turpentine had a lot to do with it.
I mean, once alcohol is gone, you gotta come up with something. And that's what I thought was interesting, is that Willem Dafoe's character talked about how they had to drink. If that was one thing I was really curious at the beginning, where Pat says, no, I don't drink. And he kept getting told by Dafoe that, no, we have to keep your sanity. You got to keep drinking. That's why you had so much alcohol buried on the island. That's why they moved to turpentine when they were out of alcohol. So I thought it was like almost, this is what we need to survive. But yet then we did the worst things we could do to our bodies and minds by just succumbing to the next option, which was not a good one. Just crazy. But the last thing I'll say, so my final words on this film is, if you are an art house film lover, if you like Pattinson and Dafoe, very intense, like Carly said, the characterizations are very intense in the portrayals. You love and you hate them, but either way, you are locked into like their performances. The use of the lighthouse, of the wide shots, of that corridor between the living quarters and the lighthouse itself, like every little piece of the structure was used in such grand fashion that was just all creepy. So from that point of view, if you have lots of time and lots of attention span, and you like just kind of cool films just because very noir, this stuff be for you. If you're looking for horror because you like slashers and blood, you ain't gonna get that here. So with that is all I have to say about this film, and I apologize, Carly and Brooke, for even bringing it up as an option, but it had to be done. So that leaves us with,
it's okay.
So that leaves us with what's next. According to my docket and my filmography long list, Brooke is next. So what
I pick? Companion.
Now you have Companion on Vudu.
Yeah, but it's also on Max too.
It's also on HBO Max. I watched it on Vudu and I watch it again on Max. So actually, I'm probably going to watch it a third time before next week, because for me, I'll just give you a little spoiler. Okay. It's a fun ride. I think it's just a fun film. I don't know why. It's fun. I don't know why I say that. Okay. It's a horror film and people die and it's kind of creepy in some ways, but it's also, I don't know, it's just a fun ride. And you get to root for characters you don't typically get to root for.
Yeah.
So I do like that about it. Yeah. Oh, Carly's like, woo. Uh-oh, did we lose Carly? Carly, there she is. Carly, you there?
It's raining over here too, so it's not as bad.
Yeah,
You're
I've got thunder right overhead. I've got my lights flickering. It's
man.
great.
Well, that's good for a horror podcast. So you got to take advantage of that whenever you can. So, Brooke, why did you
puppy in the next room?
Oh,
she's
we're
crying.
babies. I think we all have puppies in and around us waiting for attention.
Right there.
Yeah. So, Brooke, why was it that you picked Companion? Like, without giving it away, but like, why did you pick it? Because you liked it? Because you've seen it before? Just because you were panic picking like some people?
No, I didn't panic pick.
Okay.
I don't know. I just like the story. It's a good movie. I like it.
Yeah, I will say it reminds me, I know we're getting to next week's topic, but it does remind me of a very Black Mirror-y kind of flick. Yeah. So that's kind of like what I like it.
That.
Girl. Girl.
They're all like on season 7, aren't they?
I know. And you can watch any episode, Carly.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
It's an anthology. Okay. They go together, but they don't go together.
Yeah.
Like technology-wise, they go together. Like they kind of all use similar technologies, but in reality, they're all standalone episodes. So you can watch whatever you want.
My favorite episode is where she keeps trying to get likes.
Oh my god, that's such a good one.
So funny. It drives her crazy, literally trying to get likes from people, and they will not give her likes, so she just goes insane.
Yes. Is that the first episode?
Nah, it's like the 5th, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so Carly, whenever you get a spare moment, because I know you have so much free time on your hands, episode. Actually, you could probably just go to YouTube. I'm not YouTube, but go to like internet and say what's the best ranked Black Mirror episodes, even if you want to do it that way, because they are fairly spectacular.
Yeah.
Especially for sci-fi lovers. So I know that's not this show premise, but it is really good show.
Like Twilight Zone, except for
kind of, or even Outer Limits. Yeah, it's definitely got that sci-fi human drama vibe. But I'm sorry, that's not what this show's about. But it's still very, very good. Okay, well, with that, so as we said, Brooke has got Companion. And that's either on Vudu or HBO Max. And so we'll be taking that in next week. And I'm going to let you both go before the thunderstorms take you away from me forcibly. Okay. So with that, sending you much love. Boop. Give you some of that. Love to you. So Carly, be good, be safe, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. And Brooke, thanks from your vast library. Thank you for joining us. And we'll talk soon. Love to you. And for all the rest of you, we love and miss you. And don't forget that every week we're here to scare you later. Bye-bye.